will make the Democratic ballot in the race for governor? Good evening. I'm Lauren Lemanchek. Thanks for joining us tonight. Party leaders and activists met today for their annual convention, the #1 job, picking candidates for the primary election. Let's get right to WBZ political analyst John Keller, who is live in Worcester tonight.
Well, good evening, Lauren. You know, for the last 18 months, 5 candidates have been pointing toward this day here in the DCU Center in Worcester as the gateway to the Democratic primary in September. And while they're still counting the votes behind the big curtain over there, I can tell you unofficially that State Treasurer Steve Grossman expected to win the most votes in the balloting for governor, and he did. Attorney General Martha Coakley expected to make the 15% threshold to get on the ballot, and she did. But the big news out of here tonight involves the other 3 candidates.
Do you want to beat Charlie Baker this November?
That's one thing everyone in the hall could agree on. But would they agree to put first-time candidates Joe Avallone, Don Berwick, and Juliette Kayyem on the primary ballot? Kayyem argued the party shouldn't reflexively turn to familiar faces like Martha Coakley and Steve Grossman.
Becoming governor is not a lifetime achievement award. We don't win elections when we settle for the next in line.
Berwick appealed to the party's liberal instincts.
Only one thing scares me: timidity. Timidity that stays silent in the face of those lies. Democrats, it is our time. Be brave.
And Avallone played the outsider card.
And I don't have political IOUs to cash in, but I commit to you that if I'm your next governor, I will fight every single day for every single citizen in our Commonwealth.
That was Coakley.
In the end, neither Avallone nor Kayyem made the cut.
Who we voted for? Berwick!
And after his photo finish with Coakley for second place, it was Berwick claiming the post-convention momentum. And what's the message to the party insiders?
This is a time for bold change. It's not for people, not for backing down or being timid.
Now, another piece of good news for Martha Coakley out of today's events is that she emerges as the only woman on the ballot in September, a prospect that certainly pleases her people. But the fact is, both Coakley and Grossman now have a tiger by the tail in the form of Dr. Berwick. We'll be watching over the summer to see how that plays out. Live in Worcester, John Keller at large, WBZ News. Lauren, back to you.
Well, thanks, John. And John, Martha Coakley wins every statewide poll easily. So how come she can't get the most votes at the convention?
Yeah, great question, Lauren. Her own people acknowledge that throughout her career in Massachusetts politics, Coakley has never really been enmeshed in the grassroots. And that's what you see represented here in Worcester today. Real grassroots activists. Steve Grossman's a former party chairman, former chairman of the National Democratic Party. He knows everybody in this room by their first name. However, after tonight, this election moves beyond the convention hall to a much broader universe, and that's why what happened here today, to some extent, really diminishes in importance with every passing moment. Back to you, Lauren.
All right, thanks so much, John Keller at the Democratic Convention.